Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
This episode of Still Got Game is brought to you by ThinkGeek and the Craft Beer Club. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 363. Still Got Game is the official podcast of ToolToPlay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
And joining us shortly will be Tiffany Electrify Nolan and Roger Hitman Roken to discuss all of our E3 shit. But before we get to that, we're going to jump right into the show as normal. So, Jay, what's going on with you? It's nice to have you back. We haven't seen you in here in a long time.
What did I miss? Man, I've been so busy lately. Yeah, can't remember what it was last week. I've had so much work in the past 2 weeks that I can't remember any of the days.
Yeah, I think you missed both of those shows.
Yeah. Or did I do the week before? I don't know. Jesus.
Hit's done 3 out of the last 5 shows with me, but which order they were in, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Because
we did 2 without Hit, right? Because he was on vacay. I think. No? I don't even remember anymore. But yes, it's been a really long time. It's been literally like at least a month.
Did
we lose Derek?
Oh. No, I don't even know what's going on. I lost all you guys. Now I have you back. I'm not.
Okay. You refreshed. I don't know what happened. Everyone was cool but you. I don't know what's going on.
You looked really pissed. Like
that,
your face froze.
It was like these frozen angry faces. Like,
yeah.
I was angry. I couldn't. Skype was fucking me after I took their stupid update tonight. Like
I took the update as well, and I'm prepared for this thing to crash. It's gonna crash.
It's certainly if there's technical difficulties in the show tonight, we definitely apologize.
Yeah.
But
yes, I'm back. There you go.
It's good to have you back. Yes,
absolutely.
All right. Well, why don't we just jump into feedback from last week's show? Remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. And this name, we still haven't just figured out the correct pronunciation, but I still prefer Sarah's ass. Comments. I'm so happy to hear you'll be doing your E3 episode. I just can't wait.
Pretty sure it's Sarah Sass.
That's what Hit thought, but we're really not sure. If you want it to be Sarah Sass, throw a capital S on that first S.
Yeah, it would be better. It would be better to put the capital there.
Yes.
It is. It's pretty ambiguous right now. It could be Sarah's ass. I just don't think that they would do that, but you never know.
You never know.
Never know.
No, but
we'll go with Sarah's ass.
Yes, we are here with our E3 episode, despite none of us going to E3, which is what was requested multiple times. So hopefully this.
It's tradition. We've got to do it. Plus, everyone respects our opinions. They wait to hear whether or not what's going to be. We're like the groundhog. They come out to know, will this year of video games be good or bad? Did we see our shadow? We'll find out.
Yeah, you will find out soon enough. Sarah's ass or Sarah Sass. All right, Finney comments. New listener, but quickly becoming a fan. Thank you. Short, concise, to the point.
I wonder how new, is he a fan because he saw Hit and he's just a fan of just Hit and maybe nobody else? Like he doesn't know that there's other people in the show.
Oh, like maybe he only saw me in Hit and has never seen you.
He's just a huge fan.
Who's this guy subbing in for Hit tonight?
This dude's an ass. Who is this guy?
How do you know this is a guy?
That's a good point.
This is true.
Finney? I don't know. It's a good point. Finney is really could be anybody.
Yeah. That's
Finney's like a Pat.
Yeah,
could be.
Yes, it is like a Pat.
Right?
Could be anyone. Could be anyone with the last name Finnegan. Also,
true.
Like because like a Sullivan becomes a Sully, I assume a Finnegan becomes a Finney, but I actually don't know. There's no capitalization in this one either, so you really make it difficult. Like D Smooth.
I don't want to stereotype. Right. I don't want to place my gender on you.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go down that road. So whoever you are, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Tiff saved us from that.
She did.
Barely. Yes.
She did. Yeah.
All right. And last but not least, Sarter96 comments. When are you going to have a normal episode with the whole team on? I feel like I haven't heard one in months. No. Taste it. It's happening right now. You are in the middle of an episode with everyone on.
Some would say it's abnormal because it's like an E3 episode. So you're getting the best of everything right now.
It's the best of all worlds. Despite Hit being halfway across his room way back there. But he wasn't going to say anything anyway. So he'll be back. He'll be talking later. Don't worry.
He's making deals in the background. The door opens. You see a package get delivered. You don't know what it is. And it comes back and everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
Very shady.
It's crazy. Yeah. Hit. You never know what's going on. But. All right. Well, if any of you have awesome feedback like Sarah's ass, Finney, or Sarter96, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, we'll hop on over into what we're playing. Joel, Dude I Rock Albert, what have you been playing these last 5 weeks that we haven't seen?
Overwatch and a little bit more of Zelda. Some Mario Karts thrown in there as well. And that's about it. I play a lot more Nintendo and PC than anything else.
All right, fair
Although
enough.
I've been on the Xbox lately for Overwatch now that I own 3 copies, so I can play with some of the people over there. And I wanted to get Diamond on Xbox as well, so I got Diamond on all 3 accounts.
Nice.
And now I have nothing else to do with my time. So now I'm patiently waiting for these games that are hopefully going to come out that we can play.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you?
All I've played is Overwatch, and obviously Pokemon Go on my phone. But yeah, Overwatch is still the bulk of my gaming time. But it's good stuff. It's enjoyable.
No more Destiny at all?
No, at this point we've shelved Destiny until Destiny 2. It's as much as we wanted to keep playing and go through the raid once a week just to keep it fun and hang out with the crew. We've migrated most of our crew over to Overwatch now. So
Well, that's good. That's
Couple
good when the
holdouts,
people will
but-
follow you.
Yes.
The holdouts are always going to be there.
Yep.
But that's the great thing about Overwatch. You don't need a big crew. You go in with 2 guys. I play alone all the time too on PC mostly.
Yep.
I prefer it as a game. That's how good of a game it is that I don't need, like with Destiny, I always wanted to at least play with my buddies. I didn't really like to play Destiny solo at all.
Yeah.
But Overwatch, I don't care who's on. I get on and play Overwatch, which is rare.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, good deal.
Nice. All right. Well, normally at this point in the show, we would jump into new releases, then we jump into gaming news. But we're going to do a little something different tonight because there was this little thing called E3, and it just happened, and we're going to talk about it. So before we get into the nitty-gritty details, what do you guys think of E3 overall as remote watchers or looking at your Twitter feeds, your Facebook feeds, news coverage? What are your thoughts?
I would say this is the worst E3 that I have seen since going to E3s or even seeing an E3. The most disappointing, the biggest letdown from all camps, not any particular one. I was happy it was as bad as it was because having missed the E3, I did not feel bad. I thought I was going to feel bad. I thought I was going to be like, oh, I wish I could have gone. Now, I missed the parties and all the other fun stuff, but if you were looking at it from a games perspective, it was a complete fucking snooze fest. I was completely let down. I don't know how everyone else felt. I'm actually interested now because I haven't spoken to you on how you guys thought.
I was just saying before the show. I guess Derek will probably cut it into into the after show. Yeah, I thought it was meh. Yeah, it was just like a lot of trailers, a lot of stuff coming in like 2018. Or
Right,
like,
nothing-
or like
yeah,
it's
nothing
coming.
now,
We're
yeah.
working on it, but we don't know when it's coming. Like Metroid 4.
Totally.
Yeah, it was a lot of like there wasn't a lot of hands-on stuff either, and any of the
No.
press conferences. Like maybe Microsoft was the most, but yeah, I don't know.
I feel like when you're pushing Crackdown as like your launch title for this, like that's when you know you're not something against Crackdown because I actually love the game, but it is not a system seller. It's not a Halo. It's not like this new IP. It's like it's Crackdown. It's
They didn't do a good job
marginally
of-
impressive game. Maybe.
They didn't do a good job of convincing me why I wanted to, why I needed an Xbox One X and
Nope.
why I need to get Crackdown because Crackdown is one of like 3 titles that's coming
Right.
up for launch,
You
which is
know
weird.
why you need the Xbox One X, terrible name by the way, because then you get 4K Minecraft. Because who doesn't want 4K blocks? Because
Right.
that was a fucking system seller, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh, they spent so much time talking about it too.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think, Tiff? What, like overall?
I had definitely have mixed feelings about it. I think there was some really good games, and I was kind of excited watching it at the time. You know, it's just kind of you're in the moment, like, oh yeah, this looks awesome. But then when you think back on it, you're like, you know what? They really didn't show a lot of new stuff. Once again, we're missing these new IPs, and it's literally the same games. Like I don't know how many freaking pirate games we can have out
That was
in
ridiculous.
the world this year, but
It's
apparently
funny
they're
that
all
just-
coming out.
They
in the
all come out.
like
yeah, they're like
18 months.
It's like the zombie games were a couple years
that's
ago.
exactly it. I thought that Sea of Thieves was the only one, and literally I'm watching trailers. I'm like, where the fuck are these pirate games
Oh,
coming
wait, there's
from?
another pirate game. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, there's definitely themes. And they try to, go for the audience, what people are looking for. And, pirates seem to be popular right now. Zombies were popular a few years ago, and they're still popular, but not as much. And, I feel like pirates are taking over. There was a lot of just like dragons and monster type games, kind of the big monster type. And then there was another, I can't remember the other game that I was like, oh my gosh, can we have another game like this? It was definitely a snooze fest. Thinking back on it, there's a couple games that I'm excited to come out, but overall, it's not like I am not worried about my wallet at all.
No. What about you, Derek?
I'm worried about our wallet. No,
Well-
we're definitely getting two Xbox One X's at launch.
Are you at launch for what? All right,
Because-
give me the reason why. Because this is
Okay.
what I need to understand. I've been trying to find out a
we have
reason
to have
buy.
the latest and greatest.
But
Whatever
that's the
it
only
is.
reason.
That is
No,
the only reason.
besides that,
There's
there's-
no good
Just
games.
admit it.
no, there's
Yeah.
going to be 30
That's
games that
fine if that's a
there's
reason.
30 games being patched for 4K support as part of the launch.
But we're
So-
not playing
but-
them. We're going to be playing Destiny 2.
That's what
I
I
was
was
going to say, but what
saying.
game are you going to play?
But
'Cause
Destiny
yes,
2 is
there's
going to be in
war, sure.
4K. It's only going to be at 30 frames a second, but it's going to be in 4K.
That's the best part. The best part is the game that everyone wants is fucking 30 frames a second.
And that's not Microsoft's fault, and that's Sony's fault. Sony
Absolutely
is fucking
Sony's
over everybody else
100%
in
so.
order to be like, our console sucks, but we have an exclusive deal with you. So since we can't do real 4K 60, no one can. They're like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna take
hold
our
on.
ball
Is
and going home.
that confirmed though?
It's not confirmed, but let me just say, there's no way. So we all know that on PC it runs its. Actually, it doesn't run at 60.
uncapped.
It runs at fucking uncapped.
Uncapped,
Yeah.
So I could do 120 on my fucking rig
Yeah.
right now. Which, by the way, if you own a PC, buy Destiny for the PC. But anyway, so like their only reason it is capped on the Xbox One X has to be
Sony.
There's no other reason to do it.
The box is, if it can do fucking Forza, which looks fucking amazing at 4K
At
60,
Right.
they can do all this other shit. So
Okay.
it is 100% Sony getting involved.
Yeah.
Now that said, the E3 overall, there were some games that interested me from each of the different developers. Like nothing exceptional, nothing super huge, but there's games I'm interested in. But the thing that where Jay was saying that the E3 was kind of a letdown and whatever, the thing that I found to be the biggest thing trending on my social media feeds was the yellow badges fucking everything up. The normies that were in there.
Sure.
Like,
But
having
again, that's
a
just another
2-hour
reason
wait.
why not wanting to go
Yeah.
is a good year to not go.
Yeah, having a 2-hour wait to get into the into the hall, and then when the doors open, these people run like it's fucking PAX. Like what the fuck is this? This is a professional thing. You were given the courtesy of being able to buy a ticket and come to this and watch how the big boys do business. But at least treat it like you're in a fancy restaurant. You're not at the fucking McDonald's, okay? Like,
Well, these are gamers. You can't expect them. The problem is if you let in the unwashed masses, and I actually don't care. I wouldn't
I
care.
care still.
But the difference is, and this is just who gamers are, is the expectation is that they're going to act that way, and they just lived up to that expectation. Because I don't think anyone would have thought they were going to be cordial and like not crazy out of their minds, excited to finally go to an E3. Like that's just the way it was always, I think, going to happen. It's a shame that that's the way it went down. And I did see a lot of people complaining, especially the press people that booked fucking shit for a certain time. But because of all the lines, they were missing their appointments.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's kind of bullshit. I mean, it is kind of bullshit.
I did
So-
see the best Reddit thread that was started by Yellow Badges that they were like, I paid $200 and like all there are lines and there's no swag. And yeah, because you're not at PAX. You're at a professional thing where swag is few and far between. Like you can go get some stupid swag, but if you want like nice shirts and stuff, those come when you have an appointment and you're pressed. They don't come when you're Joe Six-Packs off the street and showing up and being like, give me a shirt, man. Yeah. So to read that thread of all of them upset that they didn't feel like they got their money's worth, hopefully that bodes well for next year. But
We'll see. I mean, but I guess so overall, I mean so I don't know if you echo my feeling, but just a sense of everyone we've all gone to E3. I think Hit maybe no, but he's been to PAX and all that other shit. Were you sad to not be there this year? Now, not counting the parties and not counting the friends, because that's just seeing your friends, but as the business of it, as going to E3 goes, what you saw, it was totally fine. It was like a normal
this year
Saturday.
I read enough friends that said they weren't going to the show floor and they were just doing their appointments and whatever because it was a shit show. So that part I was not sad about. But when at the time of day on Tuesday when I knew it was Packers party starting, like that's when the tears starts coming down.
And Facebook is such an asshole because I swear every single day.
You.
Oh my God. 3 years ago today, 4 years ago today,
I
last year.
I got the World of Tanks one yesterday. I'm like,
Oh my God.
yesterday. I don't even. But yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah, so I definitely
Facebook does
miss
hate you.
people. I did not miss being on the show floor, and I gotta say, I actually kind of enjoyed watching the press events from home, from the comfort of my couch, with a big drink, some snacks, and actually being able to sit there and just watch it and absorb it, and not have to be scrambling trying to write notes in the dark.
Well,
I gotta say, I didn't mind it.
You bring up a great point by saying that too, Tiff, because part of me, and I don't know if this is true or not, but everyone knows that when you're at the event, you're in hype mode, right? Your body, everything in your mind is like, oh yeah, we're E3. And part of me was like, do I not like this E3 so much because I'm not there, and therefore my opinion is not influenced by my environment? Because there's no question that when you go to E3, your opinions are influenced by the things around you. There's developers telling you how amazing their game is, saying like it's the future. It's gonna blow your mind. But when you're seeing it just on a flat screen and all you have is the sense of what that trailer is, you don't have any context behind it, and so you literally get to see it at face value. And I'm wondering, like, maybe I was looking at like my Twitter feed and Facebook and seeing people like way more excited for these games than I was. Is that just the virus that is E3 that sort of everyone gets when they go there, and you have to be excited for video games? You have, because I'm watching the after show stuff with these idiots on IGN. They're like, "This is the most amazing thing ever!" Yeah. Oh my god! I'm like, what? Am I missing something?
No,
is that what it is?
I know what you're saying, but I feel like we're still a little more impartial. Like we've left the Sony press conference before being like, that was stupid. And this year we watched the Sony press conference, which was only back-to-back trailers the whole time. Nobody talked about their games. It was literally back-to-back trailers and the world's worst replacement for Jack Tredden ever, talking twice during the show. But
yeah, he's pretty bad.
But after the show, I'm watching on social media. Fucking Sony won this. Sony nailed it. Like, I was like, no, they literally just put up a YouTube playlist and hit start, and it was like next video. Like, there was no winning from that.
Yeah, but I think going back to Jay's point, a lot of that was also coming from the people in attendance. And when you talk about the showmanship and what was happening off the side of the stage that was enhancing the viewing experience, I can see how people really enjoyed that press conference.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. You're
smoke effects and fireworks.
Yeah.
And
right.
And then after the thing, you're getting the free food in the parking lot. You're like,
exactly.
It's that whole thing. Like, you can't escape the influence of the outside world. But when there is none, you're in your box, you're sitting on a couch drinking a beer, all you have is the games. And for me, I would say, what game, really? But Anthem was the only thing that I saw, literally the only game. Yeah. That's it, one game. And I'm still, to Hit's point earlier, that's what, 2037 it's going to come out? No one knows. There's no date to it. There's no, it could be anything. So it actually reminded me of when The Division was first shown and how amazing The Division looked until we finally got our hands on it. And we all know how that eventually went. Yeah. So there's nothing to be... what is coming out in 2017 or 18 that any of you are stoked about? Is there one game? Anybody?
Yeah.
Mine was Anthem.
That was, but 18.
What year?
Right.
2018.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
soon.
Sea of Thieves.
Okay. Sea of Thieves for sure.
In 2018 or 2017? What year we're talking about?
Sea of Thieves.
17 to 18, because Anthem's still not 18. Anthem has no date.
Oh yeah,
well, I'm sure Anthem 19. Will be holiday 18. It's got to be.
Ooh, maybe.
But I'm sure some of this stuff will be refreshed for people once we start going through the list of.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah,
but interesting.
All right, so in order to try to keep this semi-reasonable amount of time tonight and to keep this organized, we're just going to hit the press conferences in the order that they showed up in, and. I think I captured everything that was shown, but if there was something I missed, by all means, speak out, team. But I guess I don't want to read everything, so we'll take turns. I'll start with EA, and then someone else can tag team in and read the titles, and we'll go from there. So, EA, Madden 18, long shot. It's Madden. It's got a story mode for the first time. Hit doesn't have all four of us up, so
we're doing
not
down.
even seeing your thumbs down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
Okay. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
All right.
I actually
Thumbs
don't even
down.
remember this part of the press conference.
Yeah, I
so
don't-
I
okay.
actually don't either. I thought
Yeah,
it
did
was
they
like
even
added
show
on.
this?
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a
During
feat?
EA's press conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they must have led with it.
Yeah, that's how they let off. All right.
Okay, fair
Okay.
enough.
Battlefield 1 has some DLC in the name of the czar.
I mean, that's cool. And Battlefield's a good game. If I had time to play it, I might actually play it. And they're starting to not. It seems like EA starting to get the picture of DLC. So there's
It's not
some
even just
heavy
them,
in
though.
there.
I feel
No,
like
it's everybody.
I
yeah.
feel like the industry in
industry's-
general is now learning that we should give out DLC for free. Like Halo, now Battlefield. Like I like this Titanfall 2, I think. I like this
Yeah,
trend.
Overwatch, obviously.
Star Wars
Yeah.
Battlefront is all
Yeah.
free DLC.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing, and the content looks good. The game is good. Having played it and really enjoyed it, I own it, but I played it like twice because I just don't have the time for two
Not
shooters.
my kind of game. It's too slow, too
Yeah.
old-fashioned. Just not my thing.
Yeah, understood.
All right. FIFA 2018,
Drake's favorite game.
Drake's
Don't
favorite
care.
game. If there's one thing Drake knows, it's fucking soccer. But but there's one thing I don't know. It's soccer.
It's soccer, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not on my list, but I know sports fans are always excited to get the latest.
It looks more
Games.
gooder than the
Yeah,
last
right.
one.
It looks
Every
good.
time we're
I'm
like,
sure
"Hey,
the
remember
faces
the
are
last
more
one?"
realistic and
But yeah, I mean, it's FIFA. So
They
there you
definitely
go.
improve it
Sure.
every time. It gets better if you're into that. So,
Yeah.
all right, A Way Out. This game,
Cool.
this is that split screen co-op prison escape game, and it's not only split screen on your own screen, but if you're playing with your friend over the network, you still have the same split screen shit that goes on. And sometimes one guy could be in a cutscene, and the other guy is still playing the game, and you're watching their cutscene on the half of the screen. It's definitely something new.
I'm definitely keeping an eye on this one. I think
Agreed.
this one was getting a lot of really good press. It didn't have a lot of screen time in the press event, but just hearing people talk about it and some of the things coming out of E3, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. It's nice to see a split screen coming out, a couch co-op that you can just hang out, because there's
Totally.
not a lot of those anymore.
No. Well, I mean, my first reaction was like, how did they get funding to build this game? Because as we all know, like Tiff said, they're really the reason these games don't exist is because they don't make a lot of money. They don't tend to anymore. They used to be really popular before we had the internet.
Yep.
But in terms of the art style and the story behind it, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know if I'll buy it, but I mean, it's comparatively to all the games that we saw, it's new and different, and that's good. Or I should say, it's old and different.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a top 5 show game for me.
Is it? Yeah.
It's
Nice.
one of the 5 that I'm looking at.
I wish we had a sound effect. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
It's a top five.
Put it on the board.
Yes.
I think it's a cool idea. Like, you don't see other
Yeah, I'm
games doing
excited to
stuff
see
like
more
this.
about it.
Yeah, I like it when developers take a chance with something new. So
Yeah.
I'll support this.
Agreed.
All right. Then they showed off, obviously, Anthem, which we talked about. That's BioWare's latest glorious thing. 4-player drop-in, drop-out co-op. The exosuits look badass. That end of the press conference thing where they showed like 8 minutes of this thing was pretty baller.
Yeah.
I was pretty
Yeah.
So
It's weird though that in the town or whatever where you start, it's all first person, and then when you actually go into the game, it's third. I'm hoping that I can live in first because I do not like third party. I mean, I don't mind them not
you're
as much as
talking to
Derek
the king
does.
of
I know.
third-person
Like I
hate.
play Division
Okay.
and it's fine. Like I will play those games, but I just prefer a shooter. That's first.
Yeah, we don't know too much about this game. Like for all we know, like that was just part of the demo. They were just trying to show
Right.
that you can switch in and out. We don't know. It's still too early. It's like Division. Like we've learned. We've been burned before. Now we know what to look out for. Like, yeah, this game looks good, but I'm gonna be optimistic. Like,
Well, everyone's saying
Cautious.
it's like Division and Destiny, and they just took them and they were like,
yeah.
Here, Anthem, done.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm hopefully optimistic, maybe, possibly. I don't know.
So we have 4 thumbs up on that one.
Yeah.
From
Yep.
Out?
Yeah, it's best in show.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
limited
This
info.
was the one game that I really want to keep an eye on. So this is probably my top game.
Yeah.
All right. And then EA finished that out with Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's actually got a single-player campaign this time. New classes, weapons, vehicles. It spans all 3 of the trilogies. It looks
really good.
It does.
really
Like,
good.
I love Star
But I
Wars.
don't
so
trust
much.
them.
I want to look
Yeah.
what happened with the first one. So
It was so bad. I still have that game too, and it is a shit game. So it's like it looks like they took all of the feedback and literally made the game. But I don't know. I'm just I'm a little pessimistic when it comes to this game. So we'll see. It's on my list, but who knows?
All right, fair enough. All right, I'll still roll with this one, but I'm going to have to tag off to someone at some point.
I could take Microsoft. You want me to take
you want
do it? All right, so Microsoft.
Actually, before you start Microsoft,
Okay. All right.
I want to say something. Microsoft was the only press conference that we got to watch from home in 4K because it was in 4K on Mixer.
On Mixer, right?
And I will tell you,
Yeah.
the games that they showed off in 4K were amazing. And I can tell you that it actually meant something because when they showed Assassin's Creed Origins in 4K, it blew my mind. And then later when I watched the Ubi
It
press
looks like
conference
shit.
and they showed it in 1080, it looked
Totally.
like
Looks,
absolute
looks
ass.
like
Yeah.
Can't
shit.
tell a difference. Yeah.
You're totally right there because I remember when I saw in the Ubi because I hadn't caught it on the live stream, but then everyone was freaking out about the screens in 4K, and I was like, "This game, what are you talking about? This game looks like ass." But when you see it in 4K, it's a totally different video game.
Oh yeah, it was
It
gorgeous.
really is.
So everything that was in 4K that Microsoft showed, we saw on the Mixer stream in 4K, and it was fucking stunning. So
Yeah.
just I want to preface it with that. But
Yeah,
All right, so
by the
I'm
way,
starting with. Go
by
ahead.
the way, Mixer did a great job. Like seamless. This is the first
Can I
year
say this,
I've
though?
never had any problems
You,
with the stream.
you know why you did? Because on Twitch they were streaming to 400,000 people,
Yeah.
and
I
on
guess.
Mixer it was
I guess.
10,000.
I
So,
guess.
mean,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
We
at
had,
one-
we had
no,
some
no.
freezing though.
At one point,
how
I
high?
got
I saw
gotta-
the highest I saw was 12,000 during the Microsoft event.
no, I got an achievement. Like I got the Twitch achievement from Twitch, and I got the Mixer one for passing 100,000 consecutive concurrent viewers.
I'm not seeing
I don't know.
100,000.
Yeah.
I saw like 10. But anyway, it's fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe
Uh,
it counted the 4K viewers different than the other viewers. Were you watching in 4K?
No, I watched but it's the same stream. It's just
Okay,
it was the Xbox stream, the only Xbox channel they had. But I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. No, we watched on the Xbox, but it did 4K on the Xbox One S.
I don't know.
All right, carry on.
All right, yes. So, of course, the big thing that came out, the worst name for a console, I think, ever created, the Xbox One, Xbox One, Xbox One, Xbox
Box.
One X.
It-
So, yeah.
XOX.
XOX, right? It's so stupid. I really wish they would have just kept the name how it was. I think it was a kind of a cool thing. But, you know, they changed it. So this is, of course, the 6 teraflop GPU, clocked at 1.172 gigahertz, as well as the bonus RAM, 12 I say, gigabytes of RAM, which is pretty dope because I think it was going to be, 8?
Yeah.
They upped the shit out of it.
Sony's only at 8. Yeah.
And Sony's only, yeah, and 32 gigabytes of memory bandwidth and the true, and they always say true, 4K resolution. And it's $500, which is the exact amount of money I said it would be.
I
So-
thought it was
Same.
gonna.
I
I
called
thought
it
it was
too.
going to be 6, and so that's why I feel like 5 is a steal.
Called the 5. I mean, it looks, first of all, without going too deep into the rest of it in terms of the games, it is the most powerful console currently on the market, and I would say by a wide margin at this point.
Yep.
And it was truly an impressive piece of engineering. I will say that, because the fact that it's smaller than the S, and keep in mind it's literally like 2 millimeters smaller, but still,
Oh yeah, when
It's
they
got
showed
liquid-
the size of it,
It's got the
holy
vapor
crap.
chamber cooling it.
yeah. Like they went ham on the engineering. Now, whether this thing fucking red rings, I feel like the size that it is,
You're already
it's
talking
going to
red-
explode in my
Wow.
This
fucking
is
room.
probably the first discussion of Xbox One X red
Yeah.
ringing, and it's less than a week after the press conference.
Well, I'm looking at the box and I'm like, how the fuck did they have the S, which literally, if you were to like compare them in terms of power, I mean, that thing might as well be 40 years old, and it's smaller and it has the power of most awesome gaming rigs.
And
Mark-
less
you know,
vents.
Mark- and less vents.
Like the S has that big circular thing full of
yeah,
holes.
nothing on the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, it's all on the sides. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
That vapor
So-
chamber, man.
Yeah, I mean, so for that, so I mean, everyone seems to be reacting the same way, which is that I think we all agree it's pretty badass, and I agree worth the price. I think $500 is totally fair.
Especially if you're like, I know you're jaded, but if and I should be jaded, but I also like playing with my friends on the Xbox. But if you're someone that doesn't have a high-end gaming PC, like my graphics card alone was $580. So to buy a whole console that can also do 4K gaming for $500, that's where you have to. That's when you can actually call it a steal, because some
I think
people are
you're
like, it's not a steal, it's $500. Well, you have to compare apples to at least a different kind of apple,
Marginal
Gala's to Macintosh or whatever. Yes.
Right.
So if you're comparing in that way, it's cheap. Like you could not build a gaming PC that can do 4K 60 frames a second or more for $500. You just can't do it. Your graphics card alone bust that barrier.
My only gripe with the price is I don't think it's competitive. I think they should have launched at $399 if they really wanted to like penetrate Sony's hold. I think
But Sony doesn't have the 4K
Yeah,
console.
they can't. They won't make any money on it.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I think they
Yeah.
needed to take the hit to try to get.
I'm
back
just
in
saying
the war.
that-
I don't think
Well,
$499
I'm
is
telling
going
you
to
right
get them
now, they're
back in the war.
taking a huge hit.
They're already taking a hit.
They
No,
have
I know.
Derek,
I think they
Derek's
should.
point, that power. I mean, how
No,
low can you go?
I
on that
get
price?
it,
Like,
but they need to be at the same price that whatever the Pro is, and it's at $399.
But no, they don't have to be because the Pro, Sony already had to admit the smoke and mirrors they used to do 4K. They do interplane switching, and they only redraw parts of the screen that have motion and this and that. And we already know they can't do 60 frames a second at 4K. Like this is like literally being like that toy is cheaper.
Yeah,
because
but at
it's
the
a
same
toy.
time, I don't think a lot of people care about that.
no,
Like
gamers
Joe
don't care.
consumer does not care. Like we care about that, but I don't think the general consumer
Okay.
or the parents that are buying their kids Christmas presents come this fall.
Best example.
Because Microsoft doesn't care about it either, because they have two other consoles they'll sell you and still make money. They'll make a lot more money selling those consoles.
Yeah,
This
they
is
make
the
more
con-
money on the cheaper
Yeah.
console.
Yeah, this is the
They-
console to go to the high end guy, and they don't
very
care
true.
if they sell a shitload
Yeah.
of these because they're selling it just to keep their market share on the high end stuff. So if they want to make money and they want to sell consoles, they don't care which one you're buying. They're making more on the low ones. This is for the high end
And they've
gamer.
said
that
as
doesn't-
much.
Yeah.
They've said as much. They've said this is for the hardcore
Oh, it's a
gamer.
premium
It's
product
a premium,
at a premium
product
price.
at a
Yeah.
premium price, right? And if that's their marketing strategy, this is it works. I mean, it works because as the high end gamers, the people that just want to buy the latest and greatest, they're going to buy the system because, quite frankly, there's no reason not to. Now, if you're going to go back and we'll get into the games, but are there games to play for it yet? I'm not a day one buyer like you because I still have no reason to buy it outside of Destiny. But I'll wait and see if there's some other games to make me spend the $500. But that's because I have a PC that can do all those
Yeah,
things
right.
now.
Some
But
people
that's
are,
my
but-
reason.
yeah.
And people
Yeah,
that
it-
don't,
so-
no brainer.
So going with that mentality, then I should just get one because Derek does have a nice new gaming rig. So we only need one then to keep
There you go.
upstairs,
Just,
right?
Tips,
We obviously
tips
do.
personal Xbox One X.
Yes, exactly.
No, I got you. I get it.
Nice. So we don't. Thanks,
All
Jay.
right,
All right,
we'll move
now-
on to games.
Yes, on to games.
All right, first game obviously has to be there. Forza Motorsport 7 looks again totally breathtakingly amazing. I am not into racing car games, so it means jack shit to me. But if I was, I'm sure I'd be jerking off at my seat.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to get Forza just. to
Oh my
play it.
gosh.
Yes.
Like we were both just sitting there watching it, and I'm pretty sure both of our mouths just like hung open, and then we both said "Holy shit!" at like the exact same time.
yes.
Good looking
It
game.
looked so good.
It's
Hit,
stunning.
you care about Forza?
No.
I don't even.
No.
He doesn't-
No, it looks great.
no,
I'm not getting
looks-
it. I'm not getting it.
If I
It
was a
looks
fan
great.
of
It
racing
looks
games,
great.
I would be all over.
I give it the thumbs to the side only because it looks good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play it, but good job.
To be honest, if I was gonna pick a Forza game, it would be Horizons at this point. Not
Really?
Yeah, I think Horizons is a better franchise at the moment. But
Interesting.
if that's just me, and that's what I would choose between the two.
Fair
but
enough. Fair enough.
It's in the low def, so it's fine.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Origins. Again, I actually don't think I'm going to buy it because I can't stand. Even after the hiatus, the 2-year break, I still don't give a shit. But it looked great, and they're doing some new things. So,
Yeah.
how do you guys feel?
I think that's the key.
I may get that one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Like I've picked up various Assassin's Creed games over the years,
Yep.
and usually it ends with me getting stuck in a stupid spot where
Right, and then giving up, yeah.
my save point is like I have to go do something absolutely insane from where I'm at to where I have to be, and I try it like 20 times. I'm like, fuck this game, and I never play it again at that point.
Yeah.
Now, this one. I like the looting and crafting stuff that's been changed up. I like the targeting system where you can mark things and you see everybody's levels and health from above, and you have that bird you can send out and look at stuff. And it looks fucking tits in
It
4K.
looks tits.
Yeah.
So,
But isn't it just Witcher 3? I feel like all they did was they're like, hey, man,
a
Witcher
little
3
bit. It
is
did seem
super
a little bit like
successful. Let's just take that and Grand Theft Auto and make
that's
this
what you
game.
do when you take a couple years off. You're like, all right, why do people hate our game and they love The Witcher? Let's copy that.
It's true.
And you know what? If it works, then it works. But
Yeah, and it could make for a really great game. I give it a middle thumb again because I think it looks amazing, and they're trying something new. So I always give it to the people that try something new.
I'm assuming
Depending
we're
on
getting
the
it, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs
depending on the timing, what else is coming out at the same time, but we may end up getting as like a filler game.
Good filler game. Agreed.
What do you think?
I was a big Assassin's fan. I've played pretty much all of them except for the last maybe 3. I just
That's how many there have been.
No, no, there's been a lot. I like them. It's just I know how much time it takes, and I'm just not into spending that much time in those games anymore.
I
Like,
agree.
I have nothing wrong with Assassin's Creed. It's just they're time sinks, and I've had my fair share of Assassin
Yeah.
stories. So
Totally.
I might if I might get it if it's ever on sale, like a Steam sale or something. But not for launch and not right away.
All right, fair enough.
So this game looked good. Metro is coming back. I don't know if you guys actually played Metro before, or it's a really I forget what's the developer's names. Why is it escaping me now?
They did Metro Last Light, right?
Yeah, they're actually quite good, and I have to say, I thought it actually looked great too. It captured everything that a Metro game has. It's got that like dark, dingy sort of the world is over look. It's for me, it's a game that's on my watch list. I'm not ready to buy. It's not in my top 5 or anything like that. But it's great to see them coming back and building another Metro. And I think people are actually pretty excited. Like outside of myself, the community seemed to really react to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, people did seem very excited about this one. I did not play the first one either.
Yeah, it's not my wheelhouse, but I know that
No.
people love it, and they should definitely be in on it. But
I
Hit's
might
shaking
know
his
as
head.
well.
now.
It's shaking his head now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Did you
Alright.
play the original Metro or no?
Negative.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so what about State of Decay 2? It's the second year we've seen it. Keeps coming back. Still not out.
I heard that this.
Multiplayer only? Could be cool.
Yeah, like I like the
I
fact that it's got the
expected
multiplayer co-op now. Like I don't know it, and the weapons and vehicle stuff look good. Like having vehicles in the game was cool, but
Yeah, if you're a fan of the first one, sure. But
yeah, that's a safe bet.
I didn't. Yeah,
I
I
heard
didn't
that
play
this.
it either.
I heard that this game did not showcase very well at the press conference.
Interesting.
And a lot of people were like, a lot of the industry people were like, the game looks like shit. But once they actually got their hands on it behind closed doors, they all changed their mind.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
They sounded really excited about it. I never got a chance to play the first one, but this is the type of genre I like, so I might.
Yeah,
try
that's
to-
what I figured.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I might
Fair
try.
enough.
All right.
All right, so this is a no-brainer. All they showed was like a title screen and a small animation. It's Ori, right? Like
and everybody freaked out.
But
everyone
everybody
lost their
loved
shit.
everybody loved Ori and the Blind Forest. Like that game was when did I go to that appointment? I think I had that appointment
I
at
think you did, yeah.
That was like the hardest to get Microsoft.
Yeah, everyone loves Ori.
And everybody fucking loved it. And like once no one knew it was coming that year, but we already had the appointment and people were trying to book appointments and double book them. And it was crazy. And people fell in love with that game. So I think that this is going to do really well. It's not my kind of game at all,
Me either.
but I know it's going to sell fucking gangbusters.
I mean, they literally showed 2 screens. Like it was like a 50-second animation, and
It was
showed
like a
the
universal
title.
cum shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it, and the whole fucking place freaked out. So we put it on the board. It's not something I'm going to buy, but at least we know it's going to sell massive copies, probably more than likely. This was a weird one. Life is Strange Before the Storm. So I don't know. I never even heard of the original. I literally didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
And then I actually went back and read about it, but it's definitely different. You got to give it to them for that, right?
Yeah.
The first game was really good. It was a lot of Game of the Year contenders when it came out. It's like a time travel type of story. So if you like stuff like that, this is definitely a game for you. I like that they're doing a sequel. This has me interested, but like I still want to go back and play the first one before I play this. So
Yeah. In general,
Because
Hit
it's
though, you
continuation.
like episodic games like this though.
um,
you
you
play
do, right?
Telltale games.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the episodic like story arc system that they use, but yes and no. I don't know. I don't know really the answer to that. Yeah, I don't think Life is Strange is like Walking Dead. That's why. I think they
Yeah,
do-
right.
they
It
do
doesn't
it-
have that same.
it's just
IP.
being released episodically.
Yeah, like Hitman. The latest Hitman Go was not Hitman Go. The latest Hitman game was episodic, and
right,
it worked
and people
really well
hated
for them.
that.
No, the latest
people
one.
hated. Yeah, that was.
I don't know. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the Life is Strange was good, so I'm glad they're doing a sequel.
Hit's gonna have to pick these up and be the team player to.
Yeah,
he's
all of
got
us,
some games that we don't want to play.
Mhm.
So that's good.
He's like
so
Mike.
we're-
It's with that big salary we pay you, Hit.
Hitman
Yeah.
will play it. Hitman will play anything. Yes.
So we go through a couple other ones just because we're going to be here until like 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they did the 24-hour speed medley. Don't really care about that. There's a bunch of indie games, right? The Minecraft crossplay update, cool, except I think Sony is the only one that's not on that.
That's the only interesting thing to talk about. Is it happened with that and with something else? Oh, it was Rocket League, where everybody is balls deep on cross-platform play except for Sony. And Sony's thing was like, oh, well, we can't guarantee the safety of our users if we do cross-platform play. Well, fucking, you know what? Like,
That's a little insulting.
if anyone's, Nintendo is the ultimate, like, cautious person when it comes to people. They didn't even let people have friends lists for a long time until they had to add friend codes. So it makes no sense. Sony's just being sour grapes, I think, on that. But yeah.
Right. Then we had Cuphead's release date finally coming out. People are super excited for that.
I am
about
fucking
18 years.
balls deep in Cuphead. Like this is definitely getting picked up in this house. Like we've now seen that for 4, 5, 6,
10 years.
20 years.
All the
13
years.
I heard it was
all
coming
the
out.
years. Like, yeah.
If they didn't have a release date, I would have lost my shit, man. Like,
That would have been pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you would not have been the only one.
no.
I've now played that game at multiple PAX Easts,
Me too.
PAX Easts and E3, and every time the game is kind of the same but kind of different. So it obviously was still developing, but yeah, I can't wait for this. So.
Mhm.
All right, so this one's specifically for Hitman because they did it just for him, which is Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Wildly successful on the PC, pretty much an out of nowhere success on PC. Can't literally when it was released. I think is it still technically an alpha hit on PC? Or is
Yeah.
it?
I think so. I think it's still in early access.
Early access.
It's
yeah.
a very. I will give it credit. Is a very solid in
Yeah.
terms of like what an alpha is to most people. Pretty solid game, and to see it coming to the Xbox One is kind of crazy considering where it is in the PC. It's not even done on the PC, and it's going to be an Xbox One title. So
I think it's a huge get for Xbox.
huge get.
Like it's
I
an
agree.
exclusive. Like
And it's
Did a good
popular as
job.
fuck on the PC right now. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I see a lot
damn.
of my friends playing it.
Yeah.
My takeaway from this though was that I always thought Player Unknown was a company. I didn't know it was a guy
was
until
a
this
guy,
press
yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an actual single guy.
like
That's
Sid
fucked up.
One dude.
Myers. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
the
And
new-
what is it
yeah.
based off of? Which game is it? It's a mod,
Daisy.
Is it Daisy?
Arma.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
which is
Yeah.
awesome because Daisy is a mod. And this guy's like, I'll take your mod. I'm gonna mod it again.
Yeah.
And they're gonna make this game, and I'm gonna make $1 million.
Oddception.
I hope
know,
it's.
it's-
I hope it's crossplay at some point. Like that'd be kind of cool. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
well, now PC players will just shit on Xbox.
Oh no, for sure. It's just
Sea of Thieves. So I have a really bad relationship with Rara now. But I do like the game ultimately, having played it, and I hope they do well. I still think the combat sucks balls, and it didn't look like they did anything to really address the combat.
no.
But
I
the rest of
love
the game
what-
looks fun.
I love having just the stupid map and going island to island was fun, but this new riddles thing that they showed off was really interesting.
Pretty
and
cool. I
I'm
agree.
excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah, the riddles thing is cool. The fact that you can get shot out of a cannon now and like launch.
Oh,
out of it-
yeah.
Launch
that
yourself to
was
the other ship.
so
That is
totally
baller.
baller. That's really
that was like the
baller.
best part of it.
If you
Yeah,
ever,
so like they're innovating. It's going to be a while, but they're innovating. So.
if you ever want to tell a friend about what Sea of Thieves is, show them that trailer, and it explains everything. Like this is what you're gonna do.
It's a great
this is how it
trailer.
works. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
trailer. Like
Very-
the way they
very-
filmed it too, the way they edited it, it was really good. Like he goes
Man,
to
it
the
looked
basement,
fucking
he comes
awesome.
back out, he's somewhere else. Like,
Oh,
it was
yeah, yep.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he like opens up the map, he closes the map, and he's at the
It's
place.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good edits. Yeah.
I wish
So, yeah, I
more
think everyone
more shows
percent.
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And using the real game engine, not like fucking
Yeah.
around and doing like
Yep.
it's the actual
Yeah.
game. So
Exactly.
it was really well done.
Yeah, we're
Crackdown
definitely getting
3.
that.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Terry Crews
Yeah.
was hilarious in this.
He was
spot.
great.
He was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do you guys
I'll
care?
get
You
it.
guys-
I-
Yeah.
I'll play it.
I'll play. I just don't think they showed me enough to convince me that I should get this game
Yeah,
and
I
get
feel
it for
like they-
Xbox One X.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like
Really
they
short.
made it
4K.
a little more instead of really showing what you could do in the game, they definitely made it more cinematic and
Like like what they
And-
did for Sea of Thieves. Like I wish they would have been like, this is what you're gonna do in the game. Like
They didn't really show you much of like actual gameplay,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least
I mean,
what looked
yeah.
like. Game.
It was basically 60 seconds of Terry Crews and then like 10 seconds of the actual
yeah,
game,
Exactly.
which is fine, I suppose. Middle Earth,
Fuck this
Shadow
game.
of War.
Actually, you might actually
I'm
get
getting
this
some
game.
nods. So you're a no, Derek.
I'm a no.
I watched Tiff play Shadow of Mordor, and she thought she was going to love it, and it ended up
I hated
being
it.
so stupid.
Oh,
You hated
really?
it.
Oh, I hated
It was
it.
so repetitive.
I hated the combat. I
Nemesis
kept
system.
dying. I hated it so much.
Yeah.
I
This is a
wanted to
weird
love
game
it.
because I think a lot of people do love it. And it never interested me from the start, so I can't really say I'm definitely not going to buy it. But I have heard people that say it's like the best ever game in that series, and it's like the gold standard now of Lord of the
Yes.
Rings games.
Yes,
I mean, I don't know enough
Just-
about
was,
it.
Yeah, it wasn't my. Maybe it just wasn't my type of game.
Just yeah, totally, it happens.
Fair enough.
So hits a maybe. All right. We're gonna bring it up again, but Anthem, I think everyone just
Yep.
agrees that
Yep.
we all like it so far,
Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
yes.
but we don't know. So we're being cautiously optimistic. Original Xbox backwards compat. Now I'm not a backwards compat guy,
Neither am I.
but if I was, I would be pretty fucking stoked.
Yeah, this is so fucked
Oh my
up,
gosh,
right?
I'm totally gonna try to dig out Viva Pinata.
Nice.
Nice.
Out is Xbox 360.
Yeah, it's
User
so.
Frenzy. That's
Yeah.
also a title.
Yeah.
You know what
we
actually
don't-
stoked me was the fucking talk about Crimson Skies.
Crimson
and
Skies.
they're gonna
Yeah.
be
Yes.
doing some things in that game to make it even better. That was like a game when the original Xbox came out. I actually loved that game.
Mhm.
So we'll see what
Yeah.
they do there. So yeah, backwards compat. Was it 30 games are gonna have 4K?
Yeah.
All of the. I think is it all Xbox titles? Is it just It's just their titles, or are some companies doing the upscale?
They didn't say, but it made it sound like it was
There
more
has
than
to
just
be,
them. So
yeah.
it's some third party titles in them, but they didn't show the breakdown. But it's definitely Xbox One titles that want to showboat themselves, so that when people have an X, like if you haven't already bought game Y, then now you're going to go buy it because it's going to be in 4K with this patch. So
And I know they specifically called out what 4 games. I mean, Gears of War we know for sure is going to be 4K on launch.
Gears, Forza,
And there was Forza is going to be
Horizon, yeah.
Horizon, yeah, and a couple others. Like a couple of those first party titles are like.
You know what
already
wasn't on that
announced.
list? It surprised me. It was Halo.
Halo.
Yeah,
But
Halo
it
on
actually-
PC. Halo 5 on PC is in 4K. Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand why the.
It may be on the list, and
Yeah.
they just didn't say it, because they were definitely doing their best to not mention Halo at all, because as soon as you mention it, people wonder why you're not announcing your
Talking
next
about Halo.
game. So
yeah.
that's why I thought they weren't mentioning it, but I'm sure Halo 5 is going to be on that list.
I
There's
hope
no
so.
doubt
Because
about
that to Hit's point, I think that is a no brainer. Right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And so that was it for the Microsoft press conference. Overall, I thought it was okay. But the real star of that show is the Xbox One X. I mean, that's really
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
and
That-
Minecraft in 4K with blocks.
no, I'll still say that Assassin's Creed looked fucking baller in 4K, and as did Forza, and it was definitely the best 4K press conference of them all. All right,
Yeah,
then
let's speed through these. We're going real slow.
Yeah, I know.
they get
I
fast.
try, but then you guys like hook onto a
right.
point.
Hey, we know these shows are going to be long. Hopefully, it's not super long. So, and really, there's nothing after we're done these press conferences. So that's all we have to get through.
All right,
So Bethesda.
Let me do
Oh my gosh.
Bethesda. Let me do Bethesda.
Oh,
Okay.
all
All right.
Got it hit.
All right, we'll let you
Here
try
we go.
it, but
Here
I'm
we
gonna
go.
interrupt
Here we go.
All right, let's do
Here we
it.
go. Here we go. Started with teases of 2 VR games. First one was Doom VFR, Vive and PlayStation VR, controls a drone and fight other drones. Quickly, do we like this? Yes or no?
I'm all for more VR games, so I thought it looked cool.
I think they're just trying to push VR because they're balls in with VR
Totally.
with the PlayStation VR, and they're just trying to push it. And I just don't think the consumers want it.
I
All right.
own a VR, and I could not agree more. Next.
All right, Fallout 4 VR, Vive full game enhanced with VR support and controls. What do we think? Yes
I
or
think
nay?
this is awesome. This
I
is,
think it's awesome. If I had VR, I would try this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the full game. It's not like it's not like Doom where you're fighting fucking
it's the
drones. There's no
exactly.
drones in Doom. This
It's
is
the
the
full
actual game in
Yeah.
VR. I think that's the way to do VR if you're gonna do it.
I don't care.
Never cared about Fallout
Okay.
4, first of all, and then to add VR on it makes me actually care less. Next one.
Okay, Skyrim and Fallout 4 Creation Club. Basically, paid mods, mod devs paid. You pay for mods. What do we think?
Okay, see, this is why you can't. This is why you can't roll it because my notes are in shorthand. You have to
Yes.
You have to
understand what they're
expound
saying.
on it. You have to
Yes.
say that the mods are not. You get paid now as a developer that makes the mods, and you pay for.
You have to
mods.
pay to get the mod. So
That's right.
I think it's fucked up. I hate this system.
I
Yeah,
hate it too.
I don't
It's
like
so
it either.
stupid. Modding should be where it is on the PC, which is let everyone do whatever the fuck they want and take
Yeah.
it for free. That's how communities go, and that's, by the way, how you get these cool ass other games that are now on the Xbox One, like PlayerUnknown. You fucks.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
Or
next.
Dota. That was the biggest mod of all time.
Pretty
Exactly.
much.
All right. Next, Switch Amiibo support. Skyrim comes to Switch, and now the Link Amiibo pops up chests in Skyrim. I
Does
also
anyone care about Amiibos
there's also outfits too, right? I don't know if that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's outfits as well. Yeah.
yeah.
I think this is stupid as fuck.
So stupid.
I hated amiibos from day one.
I
Stupid.
now understand why Skyrim didn't come out on launch. Just because they didn't want these two similar games to be on top of each other. And this clearly shows that, like, hey, you guys remember that game you beat? Like, here's some stuff that make it look kind of like that
So
game.
lame.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. It's not convincing me to play, and I'm a huge Legend
No.
of Zelda fan, so no.
Not interested.
Yeah. Dishonored 2, Death of the Outsider DLC.
Yeah. If you like Dishonored 2,
if
like
you're into
DLC.
Dishonored 2, you get DLC.
Yeah.
No.
Elder Scrolls Online, Morrowind. Morrowind comes to ESO.
So this was announced last year. This was the fucking lamest thing ever.
It came out last week. Yep.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
stupid.
When you have to bring up a thing that's already out at your press conference, you have a problem. So
And if anyone isn't sensing the pattern here, it's that Bethesda's entire thing was shit. But go on.
Yeah, another Elder Scroll Legends, Hero of Skyrim, 150 new cards for Skyrim.
Oh, that was their card game. I think did I try that at PAX
yes, you did.
this,
Yeah.
this year? Last year? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It was this year. Yeah.
Yeah, typical card game.
We don't need another card game, and we definitely don't. Well, if you're
We
already
don't need to
playing,
be talking about
I guess
Skyrim 7 years later is what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
Let this
Yeah.
fucking thing
Meanwhile,
die.
we keep putting it like Skyrim out for the Apple Watch now.
Oh.
Yes, like it's out for everything. They just keep putting it out on whatever can take
So-
it. So.
So brutal.
All right. 2 new games were shown at the Bethesda.
Finally, yes, all the way at the end.
The Evil Within 2. No real details. Still third-person thriller survival shooter. And still very creepy.
Yeah, it
This-
looked okay.
The first Evil Within, you and I, the three of us saw that. Remember
Yeah.
it back at the Bethesda booth, and it creeped the fuck out of us.
was the
Oh,
shit
I
your
do
pants
remember
game.
that. Yeah.
And this one is just as fucking creepy. So if you're into those games, I think you're probably going to be into this. Those games still don't really get me. Like I don't really like
It's
to be
because you're
like, on the-
scared of them.
No, I just
I
don't
need to be able to
put a shit
sleep.
in my pants when I play games.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you do that to yourself on purpose. Why?
yeah. No. Like,
These
holy
have a lot of,
shit,
these have a lot of
shit
jump
myself.
scares in them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. But
Yep.
for people who love those games, this one looks even better than the first.
And the last new game from Bethesda is actually the only one I actually liked. Was Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Set in America, trying to start a revolution against the Nazi rule.
This
So the Nazis have taken over.
Yeah.
If people don't understand the premise, and now
This sets
we're trying to fight that
this
regime.
game set exactly when the first one ends.
Yes.
I kind of
And
like
this-
that.
yes.
This looked
Yeah.
awesome. Like
It did look
the
awesome. It's a
graphics were
great,
awesome.
and they've made the original, not the original Wolfenstein. The last Wolfenstein was really well done.
Yeah.
Story was good, but what they're saying is they're focusing even more on story, which I think is a great idea because it is a single player game, so you kind of need that at your core. Actually, looks really good.
Yeah,
Probably won't play
I'm
it, but
all for
it's
this too. Yep.
the game. Looked good.
All right.
And that was it. That's how boring the
Bethesda
fucking
was.
Bethesda show
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
All right. So then there was this little secret press conference that Devolver Digital did. And after the fact, it turns out that this was an awesome marketing ploy. So Devolver Digital announced this press conference, and when it was streamed, like people didn't get invites because it was really exclusive and whatever, and they streamed it, but it was because it wasn't a real press conference. It was completely fake, and they had fake people in the audience and fake reaction shots, and it was put together brilliantly. And basically what
Yeah,
they did
If you guys have a chance to watch this,
Yeah,
it's
anyone that hasn't
awesome.
search up Devolver Digital E3 2017. This is the best 13-minute press conference of your life. They literally take every trope that people say, this is our best games year ever. This is this is that. And it's the super enhanced version of the super enhanced. Like, they literally take every trope that people use at press conferences. They make fun of them. It was told with humor and it was funny. And they still managed to talk about their 2 new games, but it was super well done. And I think that these guys are, it was impressive. It was something that people haven't done, and they were able to make fun of the general press conference-y bullshit that happens at E3. So
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching.
yep. So anyone that hasn't watched it, search it up. Then Monday afternoon, it was the Ubisoft press conference. They led off with something that impressed people. They had Miyamoto out on stage for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
The game that no one ever wanted
Yeah, it's
or
basically
asked for.
Mario XCOM. Like, let me do turn-based shit with Mario and the Rabbids. But
And by the way, this
fanboys-
sets the pace for the Ubisoft press conference as well.
Yeah, Mario fanboys were balls deep on this, but not for me.
It makes no sense.
I'm
It
actually
was-
kind of interested in this.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I don't know.
Shit.
And
It's an
not,
You're
Nintendo
why we have
fanboy.
bad video
not
games.
for any particular reason. Like, I'm not a big Mario fan or
I'd
anything.
like to because
but
Miyamoto was there.
it was
Yeah.
kind of funky and weird. Like that Princess Rabbit was like really weird, and I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm always looking.
I'm always.
And also to be fair, I'm always looking for a game for my Switch because I have shit right now.
Damn it. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things. Okay. Next up was Assassin's Creed Origins. We already talked about this. Obviously, it looked like shit at Ubi's press conference, but it looked baller at Microsoft's. Next up was South Park: The Fractured Butthole. This is the South Park superheroes game. Super funny. This is the second or third year we've seen this now in a row showcased. And if I
Yeah, for
had
some
spare
reason,
time,
I
would
thought this
play
was out already.
Yeah.
It's been
It's-
delayed so many times. I'm
Yeah,
actually
it's
really
just-
excited for this game, but I don't know if it's just me.
It looks pretty funny.
I love
Well,
the
it's
first
always.
one.
I feel like it's like playing the cartoon essentially. They do a really good job of making it feel like you're actually a part of that world,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and it's always funny as shit. So like, it's not. I don't think you waste money on a game like this. I'll be honest with you.
I agree. Next up was Far Cry 5, which was kind of announced a couple weeks prior, but they showed off more of it. It's basically you're in a doomsday cult, infiltrating a doomsday cult in Montana. This time it's got real co-op play, which is something that people have wanted from the Far Cry games for a while. I think it looks good. I haven't played a Far Cry game in forever, so it's a maybe on my list.
Yeah, this is a
It's a
timing
maybe.
thing. Depends
Yeah.
on when it comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's a maybe.
So
All
maybe.
right. Then they showed up the DLC, Steep Road to the Olympics. This is the Winter Olympics DLC for that extreme sports game that has fucking
Okay.
wingsuits and skiing and everything else.
Still surprised that game still like enough people,
People
bought
like
it for DLC.
it.
I'm surprised that developer didn't go under.
Me too.
There's
Yeah.
a notable lack of ESPN Extreme games or SSX Tricky, so this is all people have to fall back on at this point. So next up, they showed The Crew 2. This was the sequel to 2014's The Crew. Instead of now just being a racing game, now it also has boats, planes, motorcycles, and everything else, and you still play as a 4-player team. I thought this actually looked kind of cool, but
I didn't like the first one.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
not.
Nope.
Then came the infamous Skull and Bones. This is the unfun sim version of Sea of Thieves. So it's based on the pirate ship combat from Assassin's Creed. So if you want to hang out with your friends and play a pirate game where you can't just completely drink and smoke up and get wasted, and you actually have to pay attention to the game, and it's a sim. Yeah, I said smoke up. That was for you, Hit.
Can't smoke up and see thief.
No. I
No,
don't
he
in the
means
game.
to
I
play.
mean,
Sea of Thieves. Like you can
oh.
hang out.
Yeah.
This game is
Okay.
literally like, what's the wind? 45 negative
Yeah.
degrees.
Yes.
Get to the starboard bow. You have to literally go home and put on a fucking pirate hat and
Can't
like
just
get
have
into
fun.
the mode.
Yeah,
You
this
can't have
game
fun.
is a simulator where Sea of Thieves is like you can be almost passed out drunk and still kick ass at Sea of Thieves. Like,
Absolutely.
Yes.
You shoot yourself off of a fucking cannon. This will not happen in this game.
Yeah.
one of these games looks really fun and the other looks like a simulator. And
Yes.
Skull and Bones is the simulator, so this is not for me. I'll be getting Sea of Thieves.
No, thumbs down.
All right. Next up came the weirdest fucking thing of this press conference, which was Transference. And this is a weird psychological thriller from Elijah Wood. and it's kind of like a video game meets movie thing, and it's really weird. Hit's holding up
Hold
the
on a
one
second,
finger
hold
like
on.
he has something to say. Like,
Is it really Elijah Wood or is it his brother?
no, that's Elijah Wood. This is his studio that he formed last year or
Okay.
year prior.
Because you know he has
Yeah,
a twin brother in the gaming
Yeah.
industry, right?
yeah, no, it's actually Elijah Wood. Who's
Oh, okay,
doing
okay.
this.
When I saw that, I just thought it was his brother. I'm like, oh, it's Elijah Wood's brother.
No, this is
Okay,
his
okay,
game studio,
alright,
and he's
okay.
actually in this weird game movie hybrid thing. It seemed weird, but it reminds me like the old the CD-ROM games with the full
Yeah.
motion video.
Yeah, it
but
was really
yeah.
trippy. It was really trippy.
yeah, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Meh.
it's
Meh.
too creepy for me. So.
Not my kind of game.
All right, next came the dumbest thing, or I guess even dumber than Skull and
I don't know.
Bones.
It's getting dumber as we go.
Yeah, I know. We progressively get dumber as we go through this. It was Starlink Battle for Atlas. Now, this is kind of like a team Starfighters game where you have these crazy ships and shit, and you go in as a team and you kick ass. But this time around, you actually have this adapter that fits on your controller, and you put some toys on it. So, like, you put your ship onto the top of your Xbox controller, and then if you're like, oh my gosh, I wish instead of this hand cannon, I wish I had, like, bombs. Well, then you just pull off the cannon, and you click on some bombs, and then in the game, your ship changes, now it has bombs on it, and
No.
like,
Worst
no.
idea ever. Did you see
So
the size of these
Oh my
things?
gosh.
Yeah,
I know.
It's
Oh
like
my
adding-
Where are you gonna
it's
store
like
them?
a controller and you
I
put
know.
another controller.
Yeah.
I'm ready
Yeah.
now. It's fucking lame.
it looked even worse on the Switch because the Switch is like
Oh.
it's hanging like off the back, and it's like
Like the switch is like the weight is like, oh,
Right.
can't even hold the switch up.
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
this was dumb. End of story.
Yep.
All right. Well, then continue the dumbness. We went to South Park Phone Destroyer. This was South Park's entry into the real-time strategy collectible card game market on phones. And if there weren't enough card games on phones, I don't think we needed a South Park one. I think if you like South Park, go with the Fractured Butthole. But
Yeah.
yeah, we don't need another card game on
This
phone.
is
I know it's a big
th-
market, and they think they
This
can
was a
sell.
money grab.
Because
Just
of
a money
Blizzard,
grab.
man. Every time, like same with Overwatch. Now everyone's trying to make the class-based shooters. Everyone's
Yeah.
trying to make Hearthstone Part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything is
Do
hard.
your own fucking thing.
I know.
Yep.
Do your own fucking thing. Stop it.
Right.
All right. Then came Just Dance 2018. There is nothing new about this except it is the 2018 iteration of this game, and it has new music. That's a bunch of thumbs down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then last but not least, something interesting happened. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, this was the holy shit moment of the press conference because this is a prequel to 2003's Beyond Good and Evil. And
Which is
it's,
stupid.
it's a little more action RPG than the original, but the developer started crying on stage talking about it. The audience was crying. Like, it was a little weird. Like, I didn't have this much love for Beyond Good and Evil. That
It's one of my favorite games. So I was actually disappointed with this announcement because it goes so far beyond what the original Good and Evil was about, which is more of a cartoony, fun game with a serious story inside of it. And they made it like it's totally different. They made it like gritty and like a lot of angst. It's not like Good and Evil was. And then the whole point of
But you're
Good and
the
Evil
funny
was there was a
monkey guy.
cliffhanger at the end where I'm not going to spoil it, but like you played that game. By the end of Good and Evil, there's this awesome story that evolves, and then there's this ending, and you're like, I cannot wait until they wrap it up. And they're like, prequel.
Yep.
Not
Well,
going to
you
tell
have to wait till Beyond Good and Evil 3, the postquel. Yes.
Yeah. If it sells anything like the original Good and Evil does, we won't see that. So
No. All right. Anyone else interest? Nope. So then we'll move on to Sony. Sony's Trailer Fest. So since theirs was a Trailer Fest, we will treat our talking about this as a Trailer Fest. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. This is no Nathan Drake. There's 2 female protagonists. I thought this looked awesome.
I thought it looked awesome too.
looked as cool as Uncharted, but without Drake, which I had no problem with.
Same. Don't care about the character
It's
Drake,
too-
just
it's-
like the gameplay.
It's 2 really good characters that were underused in both the games that they were in. I like this idea.
Agreed.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up was Days Gone. This one was actually really interesting. For those of you who don't remember this was a survival non-zombie game, but there were these freakers in the game that kind of looked like zombies because they acted like zombies, and they come out at night. And this is the one where like the guy throws the thing over in the bush, and then they all run over to check it out, and then he needs to get up and rescue his friend, and he causes another distraction. I'm all for fast zombies, whether you want to call them zombies or not, because that makes the game that much crazier. So I thought this actually looked pretty cool.
It looked pretty neat, and there was a zombie bear at the end, which I think was the kind of the highlight
Zombie
of it.
bear is pretty cool.
Yep.
The zombie bear,
Agreed.
yeah.
Zombie bear is cool. Don't really care about the game.
He was infected bear. He's not zombie technically.
Okay, whatever.
I'm a maybe on this one.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
gotta see more.
We'll see.
I've
Alright.
heard some good things and bad things, so I'm on the fence.
All right. Next up was Detroit Become Human. This is a Quantic Dreams game. They did Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. It's a story about AI and artificial life and other, like, I smoked 20 bowls and came up with a game, and that's pretty much what this is.
So lame. Cannot even understand how this game got made. So lame.
It's only because of their pedigree.
Lame.
Yep.
Does anyone think this was cool?
I don't know. I thought it was different, so I actually no. I mean,
I'm okay
it
with
was
saying it's different because it was
Yeah.
it was different.
it was definitely different. Like it's not like all the other blah 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 2, blah 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 3. So it was at least them attempting something new. Now whether they can pull it off or not, I don't know. But I'm gonna keep an eye on this one.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
same with
Quantic
me.
Dream,
Yeah,
every
me.
time they do something new and different, at least. They got that going for them. Every game
That's
is.
about all they got. But all right, fair enough.
All right.
Can we skip
Next
this
up-
one?
Well, we can't skip it. We
Nobody
got time.
cares about Call of Duty. Let's
Well, that's
go.
why we're talking
It's
about
gonna
Oh,
be
sick
World
burn.
War II.
wow.
Yes. Call of Duty World War II. Does anyone care?
No.
I do.
Next.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Jason
gonna buy it.
cares. Oh,
I'm buying it for sure.
you really are?
Absolutely 100%.
Really?
This is just top 5.
Yes, because I want to support World War II Call of Duty. I don't care about Call of Duty, but I love the M1 Grand. It brings me back to like my youthful days playing Call of Duty 2 and 1. I love that game. The original Call of Duty is one of my favorite.
Give me back
FPS
Modern
stuff.
Warfare. Come on.
So I will be playing this game for sure. Yes.
I won't. I'll wait till it's Call of Duty Modern Warfare again or something like that.
Yeah, remastered again
Yes.
for the non-80th time.
All right. Then for the biggest disappointment trailer of the entire thing, Destiny 2.
So lame.
Yeah.
Show us nothing and show it at 30 frames.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yep. 30 frames a second, locked everywhere.
And,
thanks
and
to.
then announce that Destiny 2 on PC is coming 2 months after.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
Go
Really,
fuck yourself.
yeah.
Well, we already knew it was coming later.
It was
Now we-
definitely
Yeah,
a
we know
letdown.
Yes.
It was a snooze fest, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then God of War. This is the Kratos and Son game versus everyone.
Dope.
It's got
Yeah,
more
this looks
top
good.
five.
style mechanics than the previous games, and I
Top
thought this
5
looked good. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
buying it.
Top 5. I'm buying it.
Looks great.
Everybody's we're all dusting off our PS4s for this
yeah.
bad boy.
It looked great
think
last
so.
year. It looked even better this year.
Looks better this
Yeah,
year.
definitely.
Agreed. Like they actually stepped it up. It was
Yeah.
I was excited last year. I'm more excited now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. All right. Next up, Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. This is. I know everybody loved HDD, and it's new DLC for it. So I'm sure if you're a person that played this game, this is probably
did.
awesome news for you. But I did not. So
It's a great game.
this
I
is a
suggest
game I
everyone
regret
go
not
pick it up at
playing.
some point. Yeah, you should regret
Yeah,
it.
this
It's
is
a great
one.
game.
This is one I regret too.
It's a fantastic game, and really that they're doing DLC for it. I'm really happy because like the more people that support games like this, hopefully more of these games get made because it's not only an original IP, but it's an interesting story. It's got great gameplay, and the graphics are already amazing. So I'm glad. I'm happy for it. I probably won't buy the DLC. It's not because I hate the game, but it's a timing thing. Like I don't have time to play these time sinks anymore, like it said. But it's a great game. It's a great game.
all right. Next up was Monster Hunter World. This is the.
Let's go kill big monsters.
Yeah, this is the first true open world game in the series, and it now does have drop in, drop out co-op, and it has some new monsters. But
They
like
shouldn't have
as
showed
much
this
as
game.
everybody
Yes.
came all over themselves for this, like this looks so stupid to me.
So dumb.
It was too early
Yeah.
to show this game. It was really janky. It
Super
actually
janky,
It did them worse by showing this game off, I think.
The camera
yeah.
was so shit too.
Yeah,
Like it was like constantly
Yeah.
like this, like you can't see what's going on, and the camera's sliding over here so that you can see what's going. It was dumb.
If this was a
Agreed.
live presentation and the demo was like janky like it was, it'd be understandable. But this is a pre-recorded video. Like why?
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
this pass them
Yeah.
showing it? I don't know.
Yep.
I know a lot of people like Monster Hunter. I don't, but I thought it was a bad showing. But anyway.
Agreed. All right. Next up, they showed the Shadow of Colossus PS4 remaster of the 2005 PS2 game.
Next. I mean, it's great, but it's a remaster.
I mean,
No one
Shadow of
cares.
the Colossus is an amazing game, but
Amazing
this
game.
is the second remaster
I know.
they've done.
It's
Like,
fucking 2017.
and everybody lost
Move
their
on.
shit when it's announced. And like, why?
I know.
We already
It's
have
because
this game.
because everybody that's in the Sony press conference, like theirs is the one press conference that instead of press, they would rather load it up with like kids from GameStop that love PlayStation. Like literally, it is full of people that would suck Sony's big ass dick, and that's all they want to do. Like literally, that's exactly what it is in there. You can't even hear when you're at that press conference because the first title card comes up or the first note of a song, and people go ape shit. It's like you don't even know what it's like to be in there. It's nuts. It's like if you went to a concert of a band that you didn't know, but everybody else did, and that first note started, and people just lost their shit. That's exactly what the Sony press conference is. So, yeah, fuck that game. Next up was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and this is obviously another Marvel vs. Capcom game. This time it's 2v2 battles. Gameplay has been changed a little bit. Now it's been enhanced so there's Infinity Stones in the game that kind of change the gameplay and your special moves and shit. You can actually go download the story demo now for free on the PlayStation, but I thought it looked, for a fighting game, looked interesting, but I like the Marvel vs. Capcom game, so I'm not probably the best judge.
Don't care.
All right.
Yeah.
No one else cares?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Then they went into their PSVR medley. And they
my
they
god!
actually had a
Oh,
decent
man.
amount of titles. Like this was crazy. So the Inpatient actually looked pretty. Like Supermassive Games actually it had 2 games in the list. The first one was this Inpatient, which was a first-person survival horror VR game. Looked scary. Looked like the kind of game I don't want to play. Like the guy looks down, sees something, look up, and he looks up, and it's a fucking body drop, and I'm like, super scary shit. Not my kind of thing. I'm assuming none of you guys are in on this.
No.
No, sorry. Were you saying words?
Yeah.
You can thumbs down this whole fucking section.
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
want.
well,
The
I'm
whole
just going back
list
to
until
my-
the last one.
Just back to my earlier
Right,
point.
exactly.
I think
Guys,
they're
hold up
pushing.
your
They're
thumbs
just
and
pushing VR because they're balls deep in
Exactly,
the hardware
exactly.
for this. So
Okay.
they're trying to get games and they're trying to push them, but I just don't think that people are interested in them.
So just keep your thumbs down until you like something here. So next one was Bravo Team, which was their VR first-person shooter by Supermassive Games. Next up was Star Child, which Playful, their big name, but this was like a 2.5D side scroller in VR, which doesn't even make sense. Next up was Moss. This one was actually kind of interesting. Moss is the ex-Bungie developers that did this. It was the mouse with the sword game. It kind of looked like a VR Legend of Zelda or Secret of Mana. Like people actually
This was a maybe.
So see, we had at least one thumb move. So that one actually people seem to like. Then came Skyrim VR,
Oh my god, Skyrim again.
which was all of Skyrim.
Oh,
plus
Skyrim, that
DLC
7-year-old
back
game. Sweet.
Yes. in VR. No one likes that.
You know, they're putting
And
Skyrim on my vaporizer. You can
Yeah.
play it. Right
And then
Pick it
came the stupidest thing of the entire VR portion of the press
Oh
conference.
my gosh.
This is Final Fantasy 15's Monsters of the Deep. So if you were waiting for that Final Fantasy fishing game in VR, it is coming out exclusively on PSVR.
Is this the what the fuck story?
This should be. Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Like-
it should be. I don't even
Plus,
understand.
It started, and I looked over at Tip, I was like, is this Final Fantasy fishing? And it really was. Like, it was.
It was-
Like, I don't even understand this.
oh my gosh.
Who wanted this?
No one.
No one.
No
Someone
one.
The crowd
did.
go wild.
Yeah, someone did.
Oh,
I don't know.
All right, so fuck that. So then they finally got to the thing everybody wanted and ended the show with it, which was Spider-Man. And this is Insomniac's Spider-Man game. They teased it last year at the show. It's got stealth, a good mix of stealth and fighting.
No, Jay. No.
Oh my gosh! Wow, this is insane. Jay's already thumbs down it. All the swinging is physics based in this game, so it's all realistic. There's tons of quick time events. This game, I'm already balls deep in it. Like,
Oh my god,
yeah.
it looks so fun.
It looks
I
awesome.
love
I
playing
loved
quick
it.
time games where
Oh
I
my
just
gosh,
hit a
it
button
looks
and it
so
does a
fun.
thing. It's
This
such,
is
it's
this
like
is probably a
you
top
get to
5 for
play.
me.
Oh,
This is
such
top
a
5.
garbage game.
No way.
This is a game that exists solely on its IP. The gameplay is literally one long QuickTime event where it says, hit this button, then hit this button, then hit this button. I don't
It's
want the
like-
game to be
That's
played
the
for me.
boss
I want to
battle.
play the game. I wanna
It's like the
play
Arkham Batman
game.
games, but with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
if I had 4 more hands, there would be 6 thumbs down right now.
all right. Well, we're gonna have
Completely
to.
overblown.
What about your big
Jay
toes?
was outvoted there. Yes.
All right. I'm
Ah.
excited for it. I think it looks
Yeah,
We'll
awesome.
see when
I
it comes
think-
out how long you play it. I know you'll buy it. I'll give you guys 2 hours and you're bored.
I will probably wait until this is on sale to buy it.
All right.
I don't know if it's a day one purchase, but it's still top 5. Like I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. So then we will go to the stupidest press conference of all press conferences that's not even a real press conference because Nintendo are stupid heads and they did their Nintendo Spotlight. Now,
Totally
Hit right
not
now,
biased.
he's
Totally not
trying to
biased.
open
Yeah,
his
I
mouth.
know. Totally not
Hit
biased.
Hit can't get their dick deep enough in his mouth at this point. But
This
we're
was
going
the
to
best
talk
press
about
conference of E3.
yeah,
by
we're
the
going to
way.
talk about their press conference anyway. So first off, they were like, let's show our competitive shit. So they showed off ARMS, which is a competitive brawler. You basically choose a champion, you choose some arms for him, like I want arms that do this or that or whatever, and boom, you fight. So, what are your thoughts on ARMS?
I don't
Switch-
like this game,
sucker.
and the fact that it came out the week of E3 is like, why are you guys showing this? Like, no, I actually don't like this game.
I like this game a lot.
I think we should let Hit talk about Nintendo.
I'm going to keep this whole little show here because
I think this was the best.
He just
I
reads
still
my
think it was the
notes.
best of the whole show. I actually think not ARMS, but Nintendo. I think actually won E3. That's my opinion. I think in terms of their lineup, the snooze fest that was the other two. At least Nintendo had games that like no one had a game like ARMS. Now you don't have to like ARMS. I actually think it's cool, but it's still more innovative than anything else that's coming out currently.
I'll give
And
you
for the
that.
Switch, it's a new IP and it does something I think different. I'm probably going to buy it just because I like to support Nintendo. But I actually thought it was a good looking game.
Agreed. I thought it was stupid, so we agree. Next up was Splatoon 2. This one actually I did think looked good. It was more Splatoon. Of course, they had to go like, let's add a horde mode this time, and with the salmon run thing. But I'm up for more Splatoon. I like Splatoon. I think that's a good thing to have on the console. But what do you guys think?
Another great game. Can't wait till it comes out. So right now, Nintendo's 2 for 2 for me.
I like
Alright.
I like Splatoon. I think they're lying to us when they call it Splatoon 2. I think it should be Splatoon 1.5.
Agree with that.
Right?
Add that horde
agree
mode
with
and
that.
just 0.5 it. Yeah.
I'm gonna
And you
get.
add
I'm-
some new characters, some new weapons, to be
Yeah.
fair, but it is an expansion pack more than it is.
yeah,
like-
exactly.
Right.
I'm gonna end up getting the game, but yeah, I'm okay with this.
All right.
Okay.
Next up was Pokken Tournament DX. This is the Pokemon Tekken fighting hybrid game that came out for the Wii U last year. Just a re-release, basically.
Don't care.
So you guys were all excited about a re-release? No. Okay. Thumbs
No.
down.
No.
Negative.
Next up was Rocket League. Coming to Switch with Mario-themed cars and cross-platform play with Xbox and PC. And like we talked about before, Sony was like, well, Nintendo's not restrictive enough on their online. We can't guarantee the safety of our players. Yeah, whatever.
Lame. I like this. I
This
love
is
Rocket League.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
Rocket League.
this is a really good
Yeah.
move for them.
Yeah.
And the reason too is because of the portability of the Switch.
Exactly.
Like Rocket
Exactly.
League's an awesome game, but Rocket League in your pocket,
Yeah.
it beats all other systems. Like
Yeah.
Well, it's
hands
still-
down.
It's still Rocket League in your pocket where you still need a Wi-Fi access point.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Wi-Fi. Well, I live in a city, so I don't know. But
Alright.
I don't know what rural people with their thumbs in their asses are doing out there in the forests. But where I come from, I
In the
literally can go
forests.
anywhere in the city of Chicago, and I will have Wi-Fi. So for me, it's literally in my pocket. If I'm on the train or whatever, and like everyone else in the world, you have an iPhone. You can tether it directly to your iPhone, so it is everywhere. You can play these games everywhere. So it's pretty awesome. It's a big get for them.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think that's good news for them. Next up was Kirby. It's a 4-player co-op Kirby game. Also, they brought back the combination abilities from Kirby 64. So if you have two guys and you combine their different abilities and they work together. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's been a while since we saw a cool combo Kirby game.
Yeah, I didn't really care about it, but Nintendo's actually done a Kirby game in a long time, but I'm never was a fan,
Yeah,
so I don't.
They needed a Kirby game. I don't really care for Kirby, but I'm okay with this. It's
Yeah.
it's one of their top franchises, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
they're swinging the fences with a Kirby game.
All right. Next up was something super dumb. It was Yoshi.
Same
was
thing,
dumb.
Which is-
Same thing as Kirby for me. Like
Yeah, same thing.
it's one of their IPs. They need people to buy
But-
Switches. Like this is
But
expected.
they went with 2D side scrolling.
Well,
And
because
it's
it fits well with the Switch. It's the only reason.
It
like,
fits with the Switch, and
You need a 2D
that's where
side-scroller
Yoshi
on
is
your
from.
Switch.
He's
Yeah.
a side scroller. Like his games are usually side scrolling.
I know, but think Mario was always a side scroller, and then all of a sudden the N64 came out. And
Mario
you're like,
3D.
"Hey, Mario 3D, exactly. Yes, like everybody changed from that at some point. So
But
I
it
don't know.
works well on a Switch. Again, I don't give a shit about it. It's not
Yeah.
on any sort of list.
Yeah.
But it works well for Switch. As a mobile gaming device, these things tend to work well. So It's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Next, they brought up Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, motherfucker.
It's a new
Excited.
Metroid Prime game.
Top
It's out for the
3.
Switch.
I'm
Possibly
excited
top
for this. I just don't like that they didn't tell us anything.
That it's never
we're,
coming
We're
out.
working on it. Don't
Yeah.
freak out. We're working on
There's
it.
no details, no release
No
date, no
details.
anything.
2024. Pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
I'd
It's in my-
say,
it's in my
I'd say
top
19.
two.
I'd say 19.
Way there. Yeah.
If
All
not
right,
20.
sure. Well, the next up, they went even more ambiguous because they didn't say anything about the Pokemon game except that there's going to be a core Pokemon game coming out for the Switch. That's really all that was said. Like, you like Pokemon Black, you like Pokemon Gold, you like Pokemon Silver, or you like Pokemon whatever. There's one of those coming, and it's coming for the Switch.
So
And
this could be huge as fuck.
yeah, it
Yeah.
and
It will be anyway, but if they can do something similar to what they did with Pokemon Go on the Switch, this will sell Switches.
But
so
see, I
I don't think they will because they can't compete with themselves. But
Well, they also can't take the device that doesn't have native Wi-Fi and GPS and put it out in the open. I know you think they can, but they actually can't. This is a device for offline play. Really is what that Pokemon game. Just like the DS games. It's either you're going to play against a friend via, linking up with him directly, or you're going to play by yourself at home. But it's not going to have that real world stuff like Pokemon Go. There's no substitute for a phone in that.
I don't think it will. I mean, I think like if they can get it to a point though where just on the community aspect they can get a lot of people together, I think they'll do really well with it. So it's interesting. I don't really give a shit about Pokemon, but I guarantee you it will sell a shit ton of systems to the little people. So it's going to be a seller.
All right.
It'll get more Switches in the homes.
Possibly.
Switches get stitches.
Which is good.
All right, Tiff has a tail poking her in the face there. All right.
I do.
Next up was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This was a sequel to the popular open world JRPG. This time it's got some new blade mechanic combat switches where you can shade out blades to have different abilities. I have no interest in this.
I don't give a shit about
Yeah, I
Xenoblade.
don't care.
Never have.
I know they're hugely popular, but I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't
hugely
have
popular,
interest.
but
Yeah.
not with anyone.
Lots of shit is among dumb
Yeah.
people. So
True.
that's probably that's the case. As well as it probably is with Fire Emblem Warriors. This is the
Agreed.
Yeah.
hack and slash action game, and it blends Dynasty Warriors and Fire Emblem, like the two shitty tastes that go shitty together, and they were like, let's combine them. So no interest in that either.
Fire Emblem
Nope.
is so hot right now. Like, I'm not surprised they announced this game.
Well, and so is Dynasty Warriors among
Yeah.
that certain subset of people that love
group of
those
people.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just have really vocal minorities, and that's the mistake of Nintendo is they're like, so many people love this. No, they just yell really loud that they love it. So
The core theme of Nintendo's conference so far is if you've liked Nintendo in the past for a certain IP, whether it be this or that.
But that's why I think
we're-
they
we'll
won.
just working give that on to it.
you again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
but
giving
that's
that
why,
to you.
and that's
Buy
why I
this
think
thing.
they won is because they literally
Yes.
went through their list, their Rolodex, and they're like, "Yep, we got it. Yep, we got it.
This
We're
is
gonna
why
do
you
it.
want to buy a Switch.
This is the reason why."
Yeah. They did the best out of all.
I
of them.
agree.
I agree.
See, I'm still not seeing a reason to buy a Switch.
Well, maybe you missed the next one, hun, because it's Zelda Breath of the Wilds. It has Master Mode and Champions Ballad DLC. So it's basically just DLC for
This is their
Breath
season
of the
pass.
Wild.
This is their season.
Yeah.
It's a season pass thing.
Yes,
It-
season
it's-
pass
okay.
for the
Again,
DLC.
Zelda, I will say it again, is arguably the best game that's come out in the last 15 years that I've ever played. So the fact there's DLC, I'm going to buy it no matter what. I mean, if you need a reason to buy a Switch, you buy it for Zelda. I will say that is
Right.
the only game right now, and therefore, is it worth hundreds of dollars? For me, it is, but I can see why it's not for most people. So
And then they capped it off with Super Mario Odyssey. And it is a first-person Mario game for the Switch. You have a special hat that gives you fucking abilities, take people over, do tons of shit. It's got tons of different great platforming mechanics. This game is the game that might make the Switch worthwhile
Yeah.
for me.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I can
this
see
is
that.
my sales.
it's a seller.
This
Yes.
game is so weird.
It's so fucking
It's
weird. That's
so
why I want to play it.
awesome.
Yeah, I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
the trailer for it like 3 times and I still couldn't figure it out.
You throw a hat on a frog, and now you're the frog. Throw the hat. Like what
Yeah.
is happening?
Or the
It's
T-Rex.
amazing. The
Yes,
T-Rex.
That was crazy.
Plus, you're running around first person in a city, and then you're like, hey, it's me, Mario. I'm in a city. What's
It
going
makes
on?
no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I'll buy it just for the acid trip. I can't fucking wait for this game.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I mean, that's for me. That's the reason. So I have like literally like 4 games out of one conference, whereas everyone else I had like 1. So that's why for me Nintendo won.
No, Yeah, I like I said, I have different choices across all of the different press conferences. I like something out of each one.
Yeah.
Definitely was not the best of E3s, but it was an E3 and it was one that I missed. And I was most sad about missing being in the audience for press conferences and more importantly, missing Pactor's party and then the other residual parties that fall past that. But
Agreed. Agreed.
all right. Wow. So we're doing pretty good here. So we're going to skip everything else. We'll just hop over the mailbag and voicemails, which is AKA Altius's Corner. Altius asks, I'm sure by the time you get to my question, you have already discussed everything you liked about E3. Therefore, my question is this. What did you feel was missing from E3 this year? Also, if you haven't talked about the public swarm at E3, what are your thoughts on how that turned out?
Games were missing from E3 this year.
Yeah.
Games.
New games.
New games. Good games. Games I care about.
There was no like game where it was like, oh my god, did you see this game? Like that, there was nothing like that. It was just a lot of like.
I had a small bit of that feeling with Anthem, and that was the
That's
closest
it.
I came.
Yeah,
the
I guess
closest
it's the
I got.
closest. Yeah, I agree.
Anthem was the closest I got.
I would say new IP, like you guys said. But I also thought an interesting thing that was left out was that Microsoft did not mention any sort of VR solution. And it didn't have to be first person. It could or first party. It could have just been like, yeah, we're going to work with the Rift or the Vive or
So they did in an interview.
Yeah.
If you watched Major Nelson after the Xbox interview, they asked him that very question: why didn't you guys mention VR? And his response was, well, we're not saying. All we're saying is it's total. Of course, it's capable of doing that. Of course, it can do that.
Yeah.
To me, that just says, yeah, we're doing that, but we just haven't announced it yet. And I think that's fair. I think they wanted to talk about the system, because I think if you start mentioning VR, it takes away from what the Xbox One X is. It's not a VR system; it's a 4K system. So I think that's the point. I think it's a no-brainer that 4K is going to work on it. I mean, VR is going to work on it. I just think it would have taken away from what the system is. So.
They've also come out, like Phil Spencer's already come out and talked about how they're not totally sold on VR yet. Like they still think it's a growth system. They believe in it. They just don't want.
Well, that's why I didn't think they would do first party. That's why I thought they would just be like, we're going to support other people.
Support.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that way you don't have to invest like Sony did. Sony's has to be balls deep and show 7 VR titles because they have a piece of hardware that sells for $400 that they're not selling. So
that could be because they might be working on their own. Like we don't know what they're working on in the back, but from what I can tell, is they're not really sold on VR yet. They believe that it is the future. They just don't think they have to start talking about it now.
And the system can do VR. Period.
Yeah.
Oh, no
it's
doubt.
like, I mean, if they want to do it, fine, but they don't have any reason to do it. There's nothing pushing this.
Yeah,
and I agree with them. I don't give a fuck about VR on my
agree.
Xbox One X. I mean, that's not. I don't give a shit.
I agree.
All right. Anyone else feel like there anything else that was missing?
No, just games. Kind of important.
Oh,
Games.
I was missing.
I mean, they showed plenty of games, but I didn't see
missing?
like really good games.
Halo. Yeah.
I thought we would have got a Halo teaser.
Yeah. That was one of my predictions before the show.
Yeah. I also thought that Aisha Tyler missing from the Ubisoft press conference was really strange and weird.
Yeah, but that Battlefield and Battlefront chick was kind of cool. Like she didn't do a bad job.
No, she did a good job. Yeah.
It wasn't like Aisha Tyler she's an actual gamer. Like she always talks about her fucking chick hard-ons and stuff, and like she's really like into this. So the only thing I can figure is because she had that super weird expensive divorce this year where she had to pay her ex-husband like $2 million. So maybe that was only like a month.
That does a lot to people.
So maybe that threw her off a little bit, but I definitely missed her because her energy is something that's genuine and feels it kind of adds a human touch to the Ubisoft press conference. So I definitely missed her there. But other than that, I'm not sure what else I was missing except that I was missing E3. I was missing Michael Pachter. Yep. All right. Well, if any of you awesome feedback like Altius, give us a call, 773-527-2961. You can also comment to this episode thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors! Remember, by supporting your sponsor, you help support Still Got Game. We got 2 of them, Think Geek and the Craft Beer Club. One is for cool geek shit. One is for beer. So if you're going to buy cool geek shit, go to tooltoplay.com/geek. If you're going to buy beer, ToolToPlay.com/beer. You will get both of their best possible deals. Blah, 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 blah. They don't pay us. Blah, 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 blah. ToolToPlay.com/geek. ToolToPlay.com/beer. And if you want to really sponsor us and give us real money, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. You can also comment on this episode's thread on the Toolplay homepage and tell us there that you want to sponsor us. It doesn't matter where you tell us. Just use any of our means. Hell, call my personal cell if you got it. Let me know you want to sponsor us. We'll let you do it up. So we'll sell it. You pay us. Boom, done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Toolplay related at twitter.com/tooltoplay. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_gut_game. King of the internet, got everything that's fucking holding me at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
Find me at twitter.com/DudeIRock.
Twitter.com/electrify.
And twitter.com/Isaac
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/tooltoplay. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/DudeIRock.
What even was that? Facebook.com/Tiff Nolan.
And Facebook.com/Isaac
We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tooltoplay. That's the place to find all of Tool to Play's archive video content. So go to there, fucking subscribe to us there. You'll be notified whenever we have new archive video content, whether it's episodes of Still Got Game, whether it's archive video footage, whether it's Tiff's show that she's bringing back, immature interviews. I think that's what it's called. Shake your head if that's right.
That was right.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, she's saying, but no, because she wants Hit to come back first, because Hit actually on this very show did say he was bringing back Hit's Quick Hits for the launch of the Switch, and then somehow forgot about it because he got too excited when he got his Switch home. But Hit's Quick Hits is also coming back.
We're actually gonna Voltron those together. It's gonna be immature Quick Hits.
Oh, you guys want to do a show? This is awesome. We love nothing more.
Breaking news.
When we take two of our great shows and combine them together. So that's how Hit ended up on Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. It became LB and Duty and Hit. So now Tiff has immature hits. Immature hits. Yes. So you guys can do a show together. I'll produce it for you. It's going to be sick.
Nice.
So you heard it here first. Brand new, fresh out of the E3 episode, Immature Hits, starring who gets top billing?
Me.
Tiff, yeah.
Immature Hits, starring Tiffany Electrified Nolan and Roger Hitman Roken. Boom. Coming soon to our YouTube channel. So, yeah, go there, subscribe, and help us out. We also have this podcast in iTunes, so we need some 5-star reviews there. So go to iTunes, search up Still Got Game, give us a 5-star review, and if you have an extra 5 seconds of time, just write something nice. Love the show. E3 episode's the best. Derek D. Smooth Nolan is handsome as fuck. Whatever you want to say. Joel Dude I Rock Albert looks different every show. Sometimes he has a beard, sometimes he has giant hair, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's wearing a hat, sometimes he's wearing a one-ear earphone, sometimes two. Sometimes he's talking in his microphone, sometimes the microphone's covering his whole face during the show. It doesn't even matter what you want to write, because it'll be accurate, because it's already happened at some point in history. So go there, give us 5 stars, write something nice about the show. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/tooltoplay. That is where Tool to Play's live content blows out. So no matter which one of us are streaming, the Tool to Play channel will pick up our stream. And I stream usually 4 or 5 nights a week. My shit's out there, and it's blossoming on the Tool to Play channel. So go to twitch.tv/tooltoplay. Go there, follow us if you want. It'll notify you whenever we go live. But there's also a subscribe button, and that's how you really help us out. So you click the subscribe button, you pay $4.99 a month, and that goes directly into our pockets. It helps us out. But if that's too much for you, and you happen to be an Amazon Prime subscriber, then guess what? You're also a Twitch Prime subscriber. And what that gives you the ability to do is once a month, you can go pick any Twitch channel you want and subscribe to it absolutely free. Costs you nothing, but it counts on the other side as if you did pay and subscribe. The caveat is you have to redo it each and every month, but it takes 2 seconds of your time. So go there, subscribe, use your Twitch Prime subscription. Costs you nothing, helps us out. So like I always say, subscribe if you can, follow if you must, twitch.tv/tooltoplay. And I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/tooltoplay. And on that, why don't we wrap this E3 recap episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
I'm Tiffany Electrify Nolan.
And I am Roger Hitman Roken.
Came in under 2 hours.